Welcome to the Soul Space. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kim.
And these true life stories are brought to you to inspire growth, healing, and positive changes.
Enjoy. I feel a bit penned in.
Right. Okay. Right. Sorry. Okay. So, that ain't sitting right. Pass us that plant.
It's because it's not real. And
It's
you knew
not.
It weren't.
No. It's just look. Everything's kind of. There we go. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, we're feeling the space today. As you can see, hello and welcome to the Soul Space.
I'm penned in by some plants.
We're very planty lifey today, but the sun is shining this morning and it's absolutely gorgeous. And today is a full moon.
Yes, strawberry moon.
A strawberry moon.
That's a strawberry tea.
Strawberry tea, strawberry moon. Going in tonight, and nice meditations and some beautiful practices. So strawberry moon is about looking at things that are no longer serving, releasing old patterns and mindsets and behaviours, and just freeing yourself some old shackles, programs, and old skins.
It's coming in really close tonight as well, isn't it, the moon?
I think it's been working through myself, yourself,
Yeah.
and everyone over the last week.
Yeah.
Things have been coming up for a lot of people, and it's all about cleaning out some old residue stuff, isn't it? Looking at things that we're still carrying about that are just not serving, you know, whether that's an old negative self-belief,
Yeah.
behaviour.
Them old wounds.
Yeah, looking at the old wounds. Yeah. It's out with the old in with the new, really,
Well,
isn't it?
solstice is coming up as well. So this is why it'll be a powerful time before the solstice.
Energetically, there is a lot going on, isn't there? And when you're kind of more aware of these things and you're kind of working with the moon cycles, which I never did before for years. It's only really been I'd honestly say in the last couple of years that I've been more aware of it, looking at it a lot more, understanding it more, and I'm certainly no expert on it, and being able to understand what's going on. You know, when things come up, it's like, what's going on? Oh my God, it's a bloody full moon, no wonder, you know. All I did was cry last night, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but...
Yeah, I share with people as well, because I think some people, when you talk about moon cycles and working with the moon, they're like, I say to people, when we actually step back and think about it, everyone agrees that the moon controls the seas and the water, scientifically proven. So why would it be that far-fetched? We're made of water.
Yeah, which is the emotion element.
And I said we should have 13 months originally. That's the way it was naturally supposed to be, which would have fitted in perfectly with women's cycles, and we would always be on the new moon or the full moon.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not on any contraceptions, you will notice loads of people have tested this once I've told them, and they're like, you're right. My cycle always starts on the new moon or the full moon.
Yeah.
And I said it should. That's what we're linked in with.
That's right.
So it's only because it sounds really woo-woo to people, because this has just not been taught to us now for hundreds of years.
We're not taught anything. I mean, listen,
we're kept in the dark.
Schools are great for, you know, giving parents a break. Mm-hmm. It's not, you know, and there's a lot of fantastic teachers out there. There is. Yeah. But really, you know, what are we teaching these kids about the world we live in, about energy, about the natural rhythms that we have, and how we are really connected with the rhythm of the planet and the planets and the moon and the things that, you know, we can do and work with the sunlight. Obviously foods, how they all affect it. Oh, we could go on, couldn't we?
Yeah.
But it's really, I think I highly recommend anyone, just have a look at it.
Yeah.
You know.
Even the names are all interesting. This is because the tribes of Native Americans, everyone worked with the moon. Yeah. That's how we function. I said, people don't realise, because we forget, the things like the 9 to 5, it was only made up about 100 years ago, not even that. The guy in America made it up for car factories.
Yeah, and look how happy everyone is.
Yeah. Dolly Parton even sang about it.
Yeah, and I know it is a thing that, you know, a lot of...
It's not our fault. It's where we're born. It's what it you know, But
it's been designed and structured that way.
It's just unfortunate that because of that, then we can be quite naive to other things, or just like, no, that's...
shut off to it.
Whereas, like, say, depending where you're born, so in the Eastern world, they get up in the power hour, and they're like, everyone should be getting up between 3:30 and 4. That's when the veil is finished. So that is why your meditations, your manifestations can be the most powerful.
Yeah.
Also, the sun's the most powerful in the morning. That's when we're supposed to gaze, and it can have codes and everything in the sun, which people were just like no knowledge on. By the time we're getting up at around 8, you've lost a lot of that, and it's the power, and it's proven that all the successful people get up around that time. Even people that are not on a spiritual path, businessmen will write books about. I remember reading the 5 a.m. club. So there's a proven fact in it. But again, it's where we've been conditioned or born, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're starting to make changes in our timeline with our schedules and our practices even more, aren't we? And opening up to, like I say, getting up a lot earlier. And so, I think down the line we'll be able to give a really good in-depth more report on what has actually more benefits are.
Yeah, because we're going to start doing that, aren't we? Over next month or two, what we've been shown. Yeah,
go more in depth with
morning happy
discipline and routine and practices and that, because and sometimes because we find ourselves, with certain things, going to bed late sometimes, getting up at 8, or when you do get a chance to go to bed earlier, then you can get up earlier. But I do love my sleep. I love my bed. It is a comfort.
And your water bottle.
However, there is no I'm a hot water bottle. But there is no growth in comfort.
No.
So, pushing yourself up now, get up.
Yeah. There's times. We've had the winter, the resting time's over now. Because there is times when you need to rest. But it's listening to your own body. But that's where the moon comes in. Your body will be talking to you. You just won't realise it sometimes. People be like, I've been in a really funny mood this week. But my suggestion, like you said, if anyone's looking to start working with the moon, just start having a little nosy at some practices, read about I just started off, I had a full moon diary, and just read each month what the full moon was about, and you always have nice little practices to try. Just start looking into it, really, and always release on the full moon and manifest on the new moon. Simple way to start. And see where it takes you.
Absolutely. Simple things.
Yeah.
To start working with it. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
All boils down to the intention, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we weren't not sure about what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah, so we've got a few things.
It's been a while since we've...
Yeah, we want to talk about... We've got a few events and things coming up. We've been planning behind the scenes, haven't we?
Just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. So we've got... I think first talk about the summer one. So we've got the summer soul ascension, haven't we? Part 2.
Well, our first one was a few months ago, wasn't it? When was it? When did we do our first one?
Around April, I think.
March, April.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was only really meant to be like a little gathering to celebrate the birth of the soul space this year, wasn't it? We said, well, we'll invite a few friends, a few guests, we'll get people together. And then we found this fantastic, beautiful venue. And then we were like, oh no, let's get a DJ. Oh, let's do this, let's do that.
It escalated fast, didn't it?
And it ended up being like a mini event, and we had drumming and we had a fire ceremony, and but we took a lot from that. We learned a lot from that, and we've decided that we are moving forward. What we were shown in our visions, and we had a lot of mutual visions, is to offer Coventry a soul ascension event each season.
Yeah, definitely.
So the one that's coming up is summer. What we got? Hang on, firstly, when is it? You're asking. I know. When? When is it?
What, the date that we got wrong first? So we sent out save the dates to everyone with the wrong date.
Yeah, Saturday the 20th of July. Well, the
20th of July.
20th is a Sunday, and then
so it's Saturday, the 19th of July.
Save the date.
And we're doing it all day, aren't we? Well, not all day, but 2 o'clock.
2 till 10. So it's a full programme, isn't it? We say programme. It's not programme. It is a programme. A sketch.
Yeah.
An itinerary.
that will change once we get channeled and told, which normally happens.
So yeah, at 2:00 we start, and we've got a fantastic multi-sound bath experience. Now,
I've never experienced Luke, and I can't wait.
Oh my
Because
gosh!
everyone I speak to that's had one of his sound baths.
Yeah, he's a musical wizard. So Luke can play pretty much any instrument. He plays the didgeridoo, incredible. I've had a one-to-one sound bath with Luke and Sue, his partner. Sadly, Sue passed away last year. They were incredible.
They did
together.
it together.
They did. They did it together. They were absolutely incredible. Beautiful, beautiful soul. He's a bit like a wizard. He's got a very long beard and everything. Anyway,
how did you find them?
Oh, it was through a friend.
Yeah.
I did a Cambo retreat weekend, and they were part of the weekend. They come in.
Oh yeah, because Joe's family.
That's it, Cambo Joe. And we did ice baths, and we did river swimming, and we also had the sound bath, and it was beautiful. I was flying. I was literally going over mountains, and I just connected with them effortlessly. It was like we'd always known each other, multiple lifetimes and all that.
Yeah.
So Luke is now working again, offering his sound baths. So we are having a multi sound bath. So there will be didgeridoo, there will be drumming, and he'll be bringing all his instruments. But he's got like these original Tibetan singing bowls from the monasteries. All his instruments are like incredible.
He goes out hunting for them, don't he?
For years.
He was saying he went into charity shops and people wouldn't realise what they'd got, and he'd be like,
yeah, he's got this one instrument, and he calls it the Demon Blaster. I love it, and it's.
We need that this week.
I'm telling you, and it's all embossed and carved, and it looks like a big dragon head, and he blows and it makes this sound. He blasted me with that a few times, I tell you. Yeah. And yeah, he's got all these arrays. So he's bringing all his instruments. So we'll be having a fantastic experience. We'll be outside.
In a graveyard.
In a graveyard.
Don't fear that. There's beautiful sacred energy there.
Oh, it is.
Even in the chapel, we had a couple of people, didn't we, that come to the chapel that know a little bit more about like geometry signs and history. There was Richard, your partner Alex, and they were like, see in this chapel, and they pointed up to all the corners where certain symbols had been put in, and they were explaining that's what that sign means and how ancient that chapel actually is, and some of the beautiful stuff on the walls.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
powerful energy ley line.
It's just a lovely space. And yeah, there's not many spaces like that in Coventry, I don't think.
Well, as soon as we found it, it was like straight away we knew. But yeah, stunning venue. It's not. We have to be careful. We have to be strict with numbers. So there literally is a limited amount of tickets, and that's it. Once we can't physically fit any more than
it's not one
60
of them.
in there.
Yeah,
that's
I'd
it.
say.
Tops. So we've got Luke. We've got Adam coming with ice baths experience in the twilight in the evening.
Possibly Adam. But either way, there'll be twilight ice baths. I just had a little vision of ice baths with fire and all nice lights. So I think that'll be a nice thing for people to, again, because of the setting we're in. I think it's really beautiful. We've got drumming circle again, haven't we?
We've got drumming circle. We've got a lot of drums this time.
We're going to do cacao ceremony this time.
Meditation. We'll be doing a bit of movement, dance. We've got stalls. We've got a fantastic DJ. I mean, we had Luke last time and he was epic. Luke's going to be coming and doing the one in October for us.
Luke's
coming back.
Going to get married. Good luck to Luke.
In Bali. To his love.
Yeah.
So and we have got...
Just, haven't we?
Just Ghana.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope I say that right, but you said it. We loved him when we met him, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw him. Saw him performing DJing at Little Earth, didn't we?
And this is what I wanted to say. With these events, we really do. We don't tend to get anyone or use anyone that we haven't experienced it with.
Yeah.
So like the passion's there, and I know everyone will love them because like you've had a big experience with Luke's sound baths, and we had such a brilliant night. We watched him, didn't we? And loved how he takes people on a journey. Yeah. His energy. He read the room so well. He was they're not reading the room, they're feeling the room. So we experienced his And yeah, we loved it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
So we've got a really
Leanne singing again.
Leanne singing, yeah, that was such. Everyone loved that, and a lot of people that came last time, that hadn't experienced a sober rave.
Yeah.
Well, we'll call it a sober rave. We'll just call it
Dance
a
event,
dance.
full
You
stop.
know, they loved it, didn't they? That everyone went out away just feeling elevated and lighter and brighter.
I think it's really important because we were saying a lot of people had said, and I'd experienced myself, that obviously they've been to parties and events sober, but they would find them quite where they would go inside themselves a little bit or be quiet, or it would be like a chore. I know I looked at things like that when I first wasn't drinking. It was a bit, I've got to go there. And you'd sit there and everyone's drinking and you're a bit, and they were like, this is the opposite. Like, we didn't want it to end. And they were like, I didn't.
Like, no one was drinking alcohol.
No.
And it just shows you don't need that to
No.
have a good time. If you want to drink, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But on this particular event, we designed it so there was it was more energy. It was about raising vibration. We
Safe
opened
space.
people up. The music was incredible. The cacao. And then it was like pop. Everyone just like come out of themselves, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that is how it should be.
Yeah,
you know?
and it wasn't all people that were experiencing these events either. There was a couple of girls there. It was their first sober conscious event, and they were whacking the drums, and they were like, "I didn't think I'd dance sober, Kim, but I'm just going for it." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then we'll go, myself included. I've really cracked out of that shell now. My last couple of sober events, because it was a bit of a process, but yeah, it was just lovely to see, and you could feel the energy in the room. It was just lifting and lifting as the day went on.
We poured a lot of love into that, and it wasn't easy for us. There was a lot of kind of, should we do it like this? Should we do that? It was a lot of learning for us.
Yeah.
However, moving forward, we're structuring the events so they are designed as what it says on the tin, soul ascension.
It's a day for your soul.
Step out of the hustle and bustle and fill up your own pot around, like-minded people, have some beautiful experiences, and just raise vibration.
And meet new people.
Have a reset. We had people come from all over, didn't we?
Yeah, and we had people meet up on that had met at that event. And I know there's a couple of ladies that have actually got a WhatsApp group now and do a lot of stuff together, and they met there.
There you go.
And I know 2 people that met and went on a date from there. So,
well,
we could get you anything.
soul space dating app next, Shall we can play Cupid.
Yeah, we can look at that. But I think a few people said to us, didn't they, that they wanted it to be longer. So that's why we went away and was like, I think it would be nice to bring in more, some healing in the day to get everyone comfortable in the space, really open your hearts up. Get everyone gradually moving.
Then chill, and then we go to the evening of
the party where
singing, dancing, and raising vibration.
Yeah.
We had a great time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got that on Saturday, the 19th of July.
19th. Yes.
Yeah. Tickets are on Book When.
Yeah, links are out. So we'll put our Instagram pages and Facebook below, won't we? Because it will be an event. I'm not just saying that you will have to pre-book because we have only got
It's
60.
ticketed only,
So it won't be something where we can ticket, and because it's in the daytime and everything, it will be pre-booking. But the link's out there, posters out there, and anyone can ask us any questions.
And what to wear, if people bring, like, obviously some comfies for the day,
change
and
your clothes.
bring, and then change your clothes for the evening for the party.
Yeah.
There will be food stall and a few extra bits and pieces there, so you know,
Got people,
coming doing that. What else have we got coming up?
So our element retreats, I was going to talk about them a little bit because I think they've been going really well, using the elements.
Yeah. So what have we done so far? We've
done earth and water. So these retreats, again, this kept dropping into us, didn't it, about going back to basics, using the elements, water, fire. And so we decided, they've gone on, created a bit of a life of their own, to be honest. So we done water, we done earth. I loved earth because we got the tribal paints out, didn't we? And it was really interesting. So we got the ladies to paint each other, and you looked up and you were like, I can actually see all their tribes. It was weird how no one knew what they were going to paint till they started, but they were doing some gorgeous colours, and everyone's
Symbols and
symbols were
dots
really
and
different.
we look great, didn't
Yeah, it was a real fun one. So air we've got this time. So we're going to be got people in cocoons, in
we?
hammocks.
Yeah, so when is it? It's Sunday the 29th
of June.
of June. It's at the Rebel Manifesto Hub in Ilston,
Really
Coventry.
cool spot.
There's 2 spaces in there, isn't there? So what we will be doing is, it's the theme is letting go, isn't it? Letting go,
Become lighter.
becoming lighter. So we've got some magical things in the pot for that.
Yeah.
And as you just said, they've got a lovely hammock meditation experience included in that as well.
Yeah, which will be lovely. There'll be quite a deep breathwork practice with that, with it being air, some nice light dancing,
Movement, yeah.
some writing and journaling things we've been looking at that I think will come through. We always like to leave a couple of surprises for the day.
Absolutely, and things always get dropped in as well. Like when we walk into a space, our guides and spirits normally step in and say, "This is how we're going to do it today," and it's like, okay.
Yeah, they'd already dropped in to me. Yeah, there was a nice writing practice people could do about letting go. And because with writing, you've actually had quite a few powerful experiences with releasing and writing, haven't you? When you've done that one with Jeff, where you met Kate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so
that was
a lot of power.
There's massive power in writing. Yeah, I feel, talking about that a few times it's come, we should offer a whole workshop on that and do something with people with that writing, because that's something. Yeah, when you start diving into it, writing your stuff, and then what you do with it after, and there's a process with it which Jeff took myself through, and people that wanted to do the work and dive deeper. Yeah, it brings. It's like shedding a few layers of old skin.
With you, and sometimes, funny enough, I spoke about this in a meditation actually yesterday. Was saying how some people aren't ready to express what's going on, or for some people they don't actually know what's going on yet. So I'd got the guys to practice a little bit of intention writing and talking to yourself, so writing things down, because I said to them, ultimately, as humans, we want 3 things. We want to be seen, heard and held, and we're normally missing one of them, if not all of them, sometimes. And sometimes you can keep pushing people to share, but some people it's like might naturally be quiet people and they don't know what to share. And I've experienced this myself personally a bit this week, and sometimes I've said to people, I don't know what's actually wrong, so I need to figure it out. So I might just need a little bit. It might be as simple as just need a bit of time on your own to be a bit still. But sometimes you might want to share to people, but you're like, I haven't actually worked it out. So yesterday I said to people, ultimately, the main thing that matters is that we see and hear ourselves and we hold 100%. Ourselves. As much as it's, we need to be seen, heard and held. Ultimately, we need it for ourselves. So I said, as long as you understand sometimes what's going on, what you feel. So for me, I said to him, if you write something down and you're not ready to say it out to people, or you might start to understand it as you write, and like, oh, actually, where's all this coming from? So like we'd done a practice where we just sat with an emotion and then we just gave it a colour and we were like, is this old or new? But no one spoke out loud, just talking to yourself and just writing it down. So I think sometimes it's such a powerful practice because only you have to understand you. We need the relationship with ourselves, and it's beautiful to have relationships and people around you that can support you through that, of course. But it's really important that as long as you get it and you're looking in the mirror and you do your mirror work and you see you and you hear you, then everything else will come after.
Know thyself.
Yeah.
Understand who you are. See and feel what you are carrying around with you every day, your baggage. It's your darkness and your light, you everything, your entirety. Get to know who you are. Sit with yourself. Talk with yourself. Meditation, just sit in silence. If all else, that in itself is probably one of the most powerful things you can do. And I know a lot of people go, well, I struggle to sit and I can't stop my thoughts. No, it's not about stopping anything. It's about just being being present with yourself, with your feelings, with your emotions. You know, what am I feeling today? What is that? What are my thoughts? My thoughts are saying, you're not enough. Well, where's that coming from? And where can I feel that in my body? You know, Alex and I talk quite a lot, and he's great with his NLP stuff. And he said, well, Sarah, where's that coming from? I said, this is something odd that's coming up for me today, Bab. And you go, well, where is it sitting in your body? And he'll say it to me, and I feel it. I might feel it here, I might feel it here, I might feel it here, I might feel it in my foot, you know. And he's like, okay, well, we're going to work on that. He says, like, you work on me or people, you massage them to get something out of their body that's trapped in their muscle. It hurts, doesn't it? I say, yeah. Well, we need to work on that and get it out, and it's going to feel uncomfortable while it's coming out, but it's releasing it. I say, yeah. I get that. So he's really good. I'm really good with working on the body. He's really good with working on the mind. You know, so we work like that. But going back, sorry, I do talk about tangenty things sometimes.
It's relevant.
But it's just about for people to understand that everything you think and feel will resonate somewhere in your physical body, because it's in your energy body. So you're working on a few different levels there. This is why when we and what we do as facilitators more than anything is we just hold space to help to encourage and show and help other people to learn how to do it for themselves. So things like the breath work, the movement of the body, the meditations, the mirror work, they're foundations for you, for us, to be able to feel and recognise what we're carrying about, what we're feeling, you know, what's rising up.
The body's always talking to you. You feel it. You even feel in a room when if there's not the right energy now, or you shouldn't be there. I always say to people, listen to yourself. If before you're going somewhere, before you agree to something, you start getting a little feeling in your tummy or chest, go in and talk to that, because it's normally telling you not to go or not to, you know, we can always...
If it feels right or not. Is this place right for me? Is this environment right for me? You know, I'm like, is this right for me? Should I be there? X, Y, Z, you know, question, ask. It's like, go in, ask.
And same with the anxiety. So we were saying yesterday, it's a simple thing as when you try and, like we said, you try and get out of a hole. So I said, I used to wake up anxious in the morning and think, right, what have I got to do to get rid of this? Right, I'll go to the gym, I'll get in the ice bath. You're trying to crawl out a hole and you're burying yourself even more. I said, it's a simple, what I do now is a check-in where it's like, what do I need physically, mentally and spiritually today? Or just sitting there simply 10 minutes, eyes closed, and just feel into your body. So now if I feel any anxiety, talk to it. So, or it's like even make a joke of it now, like, oh, hello, old friend. Or I'll sit there, where's this coming from today?
Yeah.
Is it old? Is it new? And like I got the practice we all done together yesterday was like giving it colour, and everyone agreed afterwards, the more I spoke to it, it created a bit of space then between them and the emotions. It wasn't overwhelming anymore. It wasn't taking over the body. It was actually like the space between me and this emotion now. Then you talk to it.
Yeah.
And then gradually, like I said, most of the time it's our inner child kicking off. I said, but there's all needing something. I said, so that's where there comes in, what do I need physically, spiritually? And I said to people, when you're not used to these practices, the soul and spiritual question is the one that's going to catch you more, because you're going to say, what do I need mentally? And you might know, what do I need physically? I said, but it's the one that should come and probably is coming most naturally to you. You just don't know how to read it. So I said, when you ask, what do I need today spiritually or for my soul, you'll already know. Maybe your body is saying to you, feel tired. So you might be like, I need a bit of rest, be kind to myself today. Or your body might feel like it needs energy. So then you know, actually today is the right day for me to go to the gym. My soul needs a bit of energy and being around. You might be drawn to go out to a walk in nature. But just start that bit of connection with yourself. And even if you do that for 10 minutes in the morning, that's what I've been trying to focus in on lately, just checking in with what you actually need.
And our energy levels really fluctuate, you know, mind you, day to day. Some days I can be like, I'm like She-Ra, power woman, getting out, I'm down the gym, doing bashing it out, fucking come out there going, yes, you know, great practice. I've stood on my head for about 30 minutes. not 30 minutes. Who got time to do that for 30 minutes? Not me. But, what I mean is some days it's that, the practices are really strong. The big shifts are coming through. And sometimes it's like I'm wobbly in my yoga. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm feeling frustrated. And then I'm like, oh, I'm frustrated. What am I frustrated about? Okay. Breathe. Go within. Talk to it. Ask it to release. Go back into it. There we go. So our energy levels fluctuate. Our emotions can be higher sometimes, especially... Well, no, actually men get it as well. They do. Yeah. Men get it as well. Men, you experience it as well. Women, ours is, we ovulate, we menstruate, we have all those side of things going on as well, which impact on our energy levels, our emotional responses sometimes. Yeah, girls, take care of yourself when you're going through that time. It's just slow down a bit. I lift lighter weights when I'm, go through that time. Still, you can still do things, but just your body's working really hard and intensive to do that. So you can't bash it like you would when you're in your summer week, we'll say. Yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with that, we look at the cycle now with the moon. So, ladies, you'll have your winter week, which is your period week. Then you have your spring, which is when you finish, you feel a bit like, oh, hello, da-da-da-da, which we do. Then you have your summer week, which is your most sunshiny, your strongest week. You're out there. And then we're going to autumn. The body's starting to slow down. It needs energy. You need to conserve. It's starting to release.
The sugar cravings kick in.
Yeah,
and all the rest
it's starting to release stuff. And then you have your winter week, where we need to cocoon a little bit more,
And it's good to look at them. Sometimes they name it like the women, you get like the archetypes and stuff as well, don't you? There's loads you can look into it. But it's just when you look at it like that, you can then know when your winter week's coming, okay, I shouldn't be planning a lot of stuff that week. Because normally that's why when people do say, oh, I get the stresses or get really snappy or angry.
They're trying to push themselves.
You've
like
planned too much in that week.
Yeah, because you're not in your summer week.
And you're expecting yourself to be on that form all the time or all through the month. And this is what I think where it does men and females are doing the same. We're craving sometimes for that perfection and people want to be up here all the time.
Consistently.
That energy. And the only way you could be like that is like say you've got a mask on. Because no, you can't be. Like we've even said this week.
It's not real. It's not natural.
You even said to me yesterday, just because we're doing the work, it doesn't mean things are easy.
No, and they're not.
The opposite, actually.
It's gone. Do you know what, Kim? Since
healings.
Yeah, we were talking about what we're going to talk about today with people and share. And things always do come through organically. We never worry about what we're going to say because we always know we're being spirit-led, we're being guided, and because we trust what our intentions and what comes through our hearts. So everything that we talk about is never planned. It's never really... It's just not planned or discussed to a degree. We just allow a lot of the time. It's different when we have guests. We have to do a little bit of... We have to do a bit of homework. We've talked to them, take time. But since we started the podcast beginning this year... Now, I know just talking about the last 12 months for us, we have been brought together and things have just been happening and growing, haven't they? We've been very in tune. And just over the last 12 months to this point where we're at, and we do kind of push ourselves a lot, don't we? We've got all these things that we want to do. We want to create this, want to do that. Obviously we want to grow. We want Soul Space to grow. We're working hard behind the scenes, but we have our own stuff as well. And just over the last 12 months, we have personally been through a lot of stuff, personally and privately. And a lot of adversities, a lot of challenges, and there's been losses as well. And we've kept going. And at times we've felt, this isn't working, or why is it not like, why are not more people coming in to subscribe, or why are not more people listening, or why are not more people coming to our workshops? And then we stop and we go, we're still early days. We keep going. The intention and the guidance is there. It's showing us what we have to do, what we're about. We know that there's a lot of collaborations coming in and things take time to grow. So we've learned so much about ourselves, and also learning to attain things like patience, surrender, listening, trusting, support, and, trust. All these things are so important for a foundation whenever you're embarking on creating something that is of a soul service.
Yeah.
When you're working with other people and you're saying, come in to this arena with us. Why? Because we care and we get it. We understand, and we get it and we understand, and we do the work ourselves, and we know it works for us. It's not an easy path. The healing path is very difficult. And I'm so, so proud of us. And look at what we've done already. Look at all the episodes that we've it's manifested. We're on our journey, we're on our path. And what I'm saying about that is, it's not been easy, but we keep going. And the message is for anybody else out there. If we can do it, and we are, and we know, we have this deep knowing in our heart that the soul space with the podcasts and the workshops and the events that we're doing, they're naturally going to grow. Yeah? Because things do. When you water it, you give it light, you give it love, you're patient, you nurture yourself, things grow. And this is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
For ourselves, each other, and now through our work.
Yeah.
And
I think what they just dropped in there is because sometimes when you think about the healing path, and a lot of the time we share, it's not easy. It's not, and you might have some people, they sit there and they're like, you're not really selling this, or we're not. And it's what I thought today, and I thought, do you know what would be so much more harder and more painful was to have stayed where you were and not grew. To still be in
doing
them.
the old familiar stuff.
All the growing pains, let's call them growing pains, when you're going through this journey. Everything you have to sit with the uncomfortable and sit with them emotions and not run.
And let go of.
And let go.
Gosh.
Which is the miss. We know, I'm like, we always say, don't
well,
we? You let go.
Yeah,
you struggle to let go. But I'm not on my own there. Everyone does. I mean,
100%. And some people point blank refuse.
Yeah.
I will never let that go.
Yeah.
We're
not forgive, I will not let go.
Okay. Get it. However, if you do want to, start letting things go.
But yeah, it's because none of them, the harder weeks, but they're not even hard weeks sometimes. Some things might be difficult, but it's even like I shared with my family this week, like, I'm okay. I love learning about myself. I love where I'm at now, but I need to take some time to go in this week. There's just stuff I've got to process, stuff I've got to integrate. But and me and Susie spoke about this actually, how people sometimes think you're not handling things well when you are on a healing journey, because you're a bit of an open book and you're not afraid to sit and cry and say, I'm not all right, as opposed to hold it all in and go and drink your sorrows away, which is what I would have done. And Susie was sharing with me, which I know she won't mind me sharing, that she was always the strong one in the family, so she'd have a big wall up, but was very angry about a lot of things. She said, whereas now I'll just sit and cry, and people will sort of say to us then, oh, you're not handling things well. And we were saying how funny it is that people think that old versions of us that used to be holding it all together but really angry, or out drinking, for me every weekend, was handling it well. But now they're like, oh, you seem like you're always healing though, or you always do. Yeah, that's because none of that compares to me dancing around a field or in a room, sober, connected to my body, looking around at everyone, laughing, nobody lost, nobody falling over, nobody craving attention of the wrong people and channeling. None of that, like, would ever compare. It's always going to be worth it. So it's like the healing journey is beautiful. You're coming home to yourself. It might not be easy, but the more painful thing would be the girl 2-3 years ago, or even a year ago, that I see pictures of or I think about, and I'm like, oh, I just feel like that for her because she didn't know. And I love her because we have to go through all these things. That's our journey. But that would be the more painful thing, to stay where we are. And I thought I was happy. I thought drinking was fun. And couldn't imagine my life without it. But it's like, again, we had this conversation yesterday. We're like, to people, we weren't born drinking. We didn't drink when we were children to have
What just
fun.
comes to me then and makes me think of a few different kind of situations around me and within, what has been in myself. Take away the alcohol out your life, yeah? Take away the drugs. Take away the smoking. Take away all these habit things, yeah, that make you feel good, that you turn to regularly for, It's not a judgment, by the way. I'm just saying, just imagine you're taking that away. You take away the gym. So you go to the gym. You take away your job now. You take away your house. And you take yourself and just put yourself with you alone. And you don't have any of these possessions or things in your life. Your car, your family, your children. Remove everything. Just temporarily, just in imagination now. You don't have those things. Things are just not part of your reality anymore. Who are you? Who are you? How do you feel about yourself? Moving forward now, you have a choice of what you can pull back in to your reality. What are those things going to be? But when you're sitting with yourself and imagine, okay, all those things have now been removed. Go through each thing. What does it do for me? What is it serving? How am I feeling? Am I loving who I am? Do I like who I am? How do I treat other people? How do I allow myself to be treated? What's important to me? And why? Give yourself all those questions. It's just a practice. And yeah, you'll be able to find out a lot about yourself, and then I feel what it will do is bring more of an awareness to what is serving you, what's important, what is your crutch, where's your poison and where's your medicine, basically. Because everything that we choose in our reality is an extension of who we are. We're feeding something in ourselves each and every single time. For me, I chose to become a better version of who I was. I chose to heal for good reasons because I sat with myself and I had a long, hard chat with myself and I asked myself, and it didn't happen overnight. It's been a cleaning process. And even now I still have to, But that's when the transformations really happen. It's an inside job. And I think, we really spoke about that even in our first episode, when we talked about grief and what started things, and you talked about your stuff, I talked about, and then it was always what the biggest message is in every single episode that we have done. The key element to everything has always been about love, starting with yourself first, isn't it? Every single person. That nugget has been in a message and a theme in every episode that
I think that's always our biggest hope for ourselves and for everyone, because without that real self-love, and I'm not not there yet. Without that deep self-love and relationship, your body and you will always live in a bit of a state of constant fear, because it's always going to be, if I lose that, then what do I do?
Yeah.
If I lose my job or my business, I wouldn't.
Or my
Who
nice
am
car,
I?
or my,
If
you
my
know.
relationship ends, what will I do? My kids in my life, but anything like that, it can put you in a state of constant fear, and people are like that. You see people, and we've worked with people where they'll say, "I'll go to bed at night. I'm having nightmares about things happening to my kids. I'm having nightmares that I'm going to get left alone." It's people live in that sort of fear or lack vibration. I've been there, and you cling to stuff. And I think for people, the more you connect, and like them practices we said earlier, the more you learn about yourself, as all that stuff starts to get stripped away, and that's what I thought there. I closed my eyes and went in. I thought the main thing what I noticed is you were pulling all them things away. I felt, I don't really care. I didn't really feel fearful. And I thought, me a year ago would have been like, oh, everything's going. I would have felt really lonely and stripped back and like, who am I now? And although it's still a process I'm getting to, I thought now I would know I'm going to be all right. I'm going to go in and I can heal this. I can sit with this. I can do this. I would trust. I would, surrender to it.
Because Kim now can sit with Kim.
Yeah.
You have sat with yourself. Many more people than I am. Very privileged and lucky, really. I feel very honoured to be able to have a bit of an insight into your world, you know, we share. But people don't realise the in-depth work that you have done with yourself, you know, and sat with every version, you know, your little Kim, you're always given her acknowledgement and love, you know, and you're always mindful of where you're at daily now. And that's come because you set the intention, you started putting the work in, and look where you're at now. And now, because you've been able to do that and you're reaping the rewards and benefits from it, okay, sometimes it isn't easy. It's emotional, we know, but that's good, you know. You're able to hold space and help people be able to do the same things. That's you know.
And that's the goal.
I'm super proud of you.
Yes, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you.
Yeah.
All the time. We're both thankful. We always share that, though, don't we?
Yeah.
With each other. But I think but that's when you get them solid foundations and then friendships coming in. When you're in that better place, you're only gonna, because you're gonna have strong boundaries and self-love. So you're only gonna put up with certain things in your life as well. So it all just spills out into everything. That inner work just goes into your outer world then, because everything reflects and mirrors in.
It does. It does.
And I think it'd be quite nice for us to sort of finish on as well what we mentioned, because again, like I say, people will ask, you know, what's all this healing about, or why we do it? And obviously we've spoke about why we do it for ourselves and our inner work, but it's also important to do for your children and family and ancestral work. And someone asked, we've been meaning to ask, and I mean, it's a question that anyone you ask will give you a different answer in a way. But yeah, someone asked on a YouTube episode, they wrote in the comments below asking, well, what is ancestral healing? So again, I'll let you start with what
ancestral
you feel, how you'd answer that.
Ancestral healing. Actually, we didn't mention about, we've got Amani's workshop coming up.
Yeah, we're going to release.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Sorry. Yeah. We'll go back to that. Right, ancestral healing. Okay, so when you're looking at stuff that you're carrying around, and when you start to look at your thoughts and belief systems, you'll probably find a lot of them are not yours. They're passed. We inherit things. Things are passed down. Even genetically, we carry DNA from our ancestral lineages. Yeah. There is emotions, there are memories, and there is so much more inside of us that doesn't actually belong to us initially. It's all been passed on. We're a bit of all sorts. We've got a little bit of great grandma's singing talent in there, you know. Great grandfather's ability to meditate, or you know, a great grandmother's ability to, you know, sort of channel spirit. So there's all sorts in us, and we unlock. However, there are traumas, and there are very negative and toxic traits that also get passed on, as well as all the good stuff. Now, obviously, initially we go in the parent bashing, isn't it? It's all them. They've done all this to me. But that's not true. You're not in its entirety, not in the truth of the matter. Things are passed on. And when we say ancestral healing, what we mean is we are recognizing that there are patterns of behaviors and mindsets and attitudes that have been passed on, and things are being regurgitated and repeated. I've done it until I stopped and recognized, oh shit, God, I'm doing exactly the same as da 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 da. For example, every single woman on my mum's side of the family, including my mother, every single woman, this is just an example. Every relationship with every male, there has been addictions and certain behaviours that have happened. And so certain choices are constantly being repeated. Mindsets like low self-worth, low self-esteem, things like that, repeated. How we raise the children, with what attitudes and what belief systems, things can get repeated. And then each generation, the kids are like, my parents fucked me up. You know, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. It's because the same stuff keeps happening. And even sometimes when we go into rebellion of it, I'm not going to be like that. Actually, that can even be toxicity in itself, isn't it? So ancestral healing is recognising what does not work, does not serve, and is not bringing out the best version of who you are. It's learning to release blame, to understand, and be a lot more conscious, do things differently. Evolve, grow, give respect and gratitude to your ancestors, you know, because they went through their hardships and their lessons and their adversities the same as we do. And without them, we wouldn't be here. So let's cut them a break. You know, everybody makes mistakes. People get shit wrong. But we have to learn how to do things better and not repeat things.
Yeah.
You know, there's some terrible darkness going on in some family lineages, dark sexual abuse and all sorts of things. And it's normal. You know, we've got to really dissect things. What am I learning? What have I been taught? And then who do I want to be? How do I, again, back to the sit with yourself, thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's one interpretation. There's lots of other things, and there's so many things that you can.
Yeah, and I think it's no big overwhelming thing as well. Where do I start doing this? Where can I start doing this for my family? It's any healing you do, even when I started going for Reiki and stuff like this, this will go down on so many lines back and forward, and you'd see the differences in people. So even if I've had people, when they've come for breathwork or come for sessions, they've then said, oh, my kids have been better behaved this week. Well, your energy's different.
You're more present with them.
And you've gone in. I had a thing where I went in and done a lot of deep healing, some healing for the women in my family, and I'd done a big prayer for my sister with cacao, and I know it was no coincidence a few weeks later that she decided to go on her recovery journey, and the one thing she's really connected with is cacao.
Yeah.
The thing that I used as a prayer and for her, and what I was working. She works on a lot of women's. Yeah. She's the mother mama cacao, so she works with the heart, and there's no coincidence in that. And also, even if we...
And she's breaking something there. Like
Yeah.
you're breaking things. You're saying, well, we're not having this in our lineage now.
Yeah.
Chink, gone.
And I think, yeah, even when we strip it back, and even without it going into we're doing the deep work, just full stop on how you are, your kids and friends and parents, family are going to see that energy shift. So if they notice the difference in you, they're going to feel, oh, mum's not as angry anymore. Mum's not as stressed. Yeah, because mum's had a bit of soul time.
Yeah. And what's just coming there is another thing as well about ancestral stuff. It depends on cultures and, you know, religions and all sorts. There's so many facets to it. But we do carry other people's pain as well. I carried a lot of my mum's pain. I carried a lot of my mum's stuff. And now my kids have carried that, you know. And she carried her mum's stuff, and her mum was carrying her mum's stuff. And, you know, it's just, yeah, it's that. We're not here to carry other people's pain.
No.
You know, and I know some people get angry. Well, this happened to my ancestor. Yes, it did. But don't let it poison you.
Yeah.
Don't you allow your eyes to see the world differently because that happened to them.
Because
those people that were unconscious, unaware, locked away, and in suffering themselves. Because we know there's light and there's dark. That's symbolic, it's a metaphor, but there's good and bad. However you want to look at it.
Yeah.
There's love, and then there's the complete opposite. Choose who you want to be and how you want to be. And, you know, if you want to repeat things, you carry on. You don't have to break curses, generational traumas and patterns, and, you know.
It's acknowledging then that this will then be passed
but then
on
that'll
to the
carry
kids.
On. And do you want that? Do you want that all filtering through into your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren? And not just that, but into other people as well. Because we affect everyone, don't we? Yeah, so, I mean, we could go super, super deep with it, but on a level of basic...
Yeah, I think we'd have to do a whole podcast, and it'll be interesting. We could get some guests on that do a lot of ancestral work, and we'll go into that, because it is really important that people understand it, and there needs a lot more knowledge on it, because otherwise I hear it all the time. Why is this always in my family? Why does addiction always run in my family? Why does this
keep happening to me? Why do I keep getting the same partners but in different disguises? Why do I keep having the same problems?
I attract these, I attract that, and you know,
And we've had it ourselves, you know. So I've sat there a few times in the past, and it's past how Sarah's gone, why am I here again? You know, it goes a lot deeper than we're taught.
Yes.
So lots of things from today. Know thyself.
Yes.
Get to know yourself.
Intimately.
Every level. What else?
I'm through, you know, with that.
Yeah.
No.
Full moon energy, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at the moon. Yeah, it's all good. All the energies.
Come dance with us. It's Soul Ascension.
Come to Soul Ascension.
Come and listen to Luke. Give you an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
In your,
I'm excited for that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It was so good, wasn't it?
Come and swing in hammocks with us for the air element retreat.
Yeah, on 29th of June.
Yeah, these retreats, what we'll say about them as well, we're trying to give people practices they can take home as well. So it's not just you need us and you're going to come here and have an amazing day, and then a few days later you go back to normal life. That's what we're trying to stop.
And a lot of the feedback we've had actually from the ladies who have attended have said, oh gosh, this has happened now. I'm feeling like this now, and I'm starting to incorporate this and this. So they're going off and they're taking magic away with them, and they're implementing and incorporating some things that they've learned and been shown, and it's having an impact.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got a lot of them now are using happy themselves at home, cacao, all important things. Because like we've said today on today's episode, you can have space held for you, and it's very important. And it's always important, not just at the start of your journey. If you've been facilitating 20 years yourself, you still need your healing and to be held sometimes. We might think, because then that can go into an unhealthy, the ego could creep in a bit there sometimes. So we still need to go, someone help me. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all, none of us are perfect. But yeah, I think the main thing, what we've been trying to teach people is, or help them with, is what you do at home in your own practices and routine is what's going to make them big transformations. Because
be patient with it as
yeah,
well. Yeah, just
have a little bit of fun with it, or see what suits you, what doesn't suit you. Like say, starts with 10 minutes of that little check-in we spoke about earlier, a bit of grounding, and then what you'll find is naturally you'll be like, actually, I could sit here with myself a little bit longer, and then you might meditate longer then, or a little song comes on, actually, I'm going to do what Sarah said and move my hips.
I'm going to do what Kimmy said, and I'm going to breathe.
Yeah. That's what a woman said the other day. I woke up one morning and she was like, I was going to run out the house, and then I come back in and I was like, Sarah said I've got to move my hips. She was like, so I was moving my hips in front of the mirror, but then I had a little giggle to myself, and a lot of what I was running out the door stress from went.
Lifted, yeah.
She let that little inner child back in, or a little bit of fun. So sometimes it doesn't have to be, I'm going to sit and do a big 2-hour practice, an hour practice.
Not everyone's life is we get it. Not everyone's got 2 hours to be every day, or just little bits. And then on a Sunday, give yourself a soul Sunday. Make extra time somewhere in your week for that additional time for you. You are important. It's your investment. It's part of your well-being, evolution, lifestyle now. Program, and suddenly it just becomes natural and effortless. It's like, I've got to do this.
It's just you then. It's your daily life. It's a lifestyle then. But you have to, if you're consistent at the start, but you don't have to be. It doesn't have to be overwhelming with, I've got to do an hour a day. I've got to do this. No, just grab 10-15 minutes in the morning. A little bit of time at night. Little check-in, bit of journaling.
100%. Turn the telly off, put the music on.
Yes, we don't have. Well, I use my telly now for Spotify for the music. But yeah, other than that, people will cling to the telly. Yeah. And that everyone always says to me, I'm not Sarah yet with no telly. You're not going to take my telly from me. I'm not taking anything from you. It's up to you what you want to do. I always, and my mum always says it when I walk in, you're judging me watching these soaps. I said, no, but see these,
you're judging
see this stuff, Jean, that's why I'm deep in ancestral healing. So you can sit and watch Corrie in peace.
So funny.
But you keep doing
you. You know what, though? Sometimes it does trigger people. You're like, oh, you do all this and that, and you must be so perfect in this. Oh, no, not at all. And you must be judging me because I'm sitting here. No, far from it. We're the last people going to judge anyone. My God, that's it. That's toxicity. No, that's just, far from it. We just are aware that we just try to be the example. What we want to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. However, we get people are at where they're at. We've been at where we've been at, and if you want to make changes, and this is how it's done. If you don't, it's fine. Yeah. It's be you, but really just sit with a few things and actually say, so we're going to go back and repeat, but other than that, that's it. So we hope to see you at the next Soul Ascension event.
Yes. Also probably next episode we do together probably will be possibly the final one, series 1, so we would like maybe some questions in. So maybe we'll announce something over that.
Coming up for the end.
Be nice to do a little Q&A. Get some questions.
And answers, yeah. Send some anything in, and we'll do our best to bring through some magical insights. And philosophies. And wisdoms.
We'll see. Questions. And that's it. We're coming. Couple of episodes left, and then we'll be
prepping. We've got lots to do. We're at Soul Revolution
got busy
in
summer,
August,
haven't we? So it's, but I feel like we'll be coming back with loads of stuff from Soul Rev.
So we are. We're going to be planning for season 2 podcast season. The Suspense season 2. Can't wait with new guests and just newness. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do during the summer holidays.
yeah.
And we've got our own stuff to do for ourselves. But we, please keep, you know, keep doing you, keep doing the work. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen to our podcasts.
Yeah.
We appreciate that you come along to the events and the workshops that we've been creating. So much more coming up. Oh, there's going to be dancey stuff coming up very soon as well. Follow us on Instagram, the.soul.space.channel.
Yeah.
Instagram. And we're on, are we on Facebook? Well, it's more our own show bits, isn't it? Just on our own things.
Not Facebook. We're going to be working on our TikTok, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
We've got to get down with the kids with the TikTok.
Got to get on TikTok.
If anyone can help us with TikTok, get in touch. come and do stuff.
Gosh.
Energy exchange. You saw our TikTok out.
Yeah.
Massages, breathwork.
Yeah. I'm going to be available every Monday now at the House of Healing over in Nuneaton, Susie's place.
Yeah.
She's also opened up another place, isn't she? She's got a studio. So that I'll be offering the massages over there and some yogic stretch and body stuff over there as well. So look out for them. Follow House of Healing. That's also on Instagram.
Yeah.
Is it the House of Healing 5 in School 5?
Sure, we'll pop it in the comments.
Well,
Susie's going to be coming on soon anyway. But yeah, we'll give it a little share on our channel anyway.
Yeah, stuff kind of. We've got Soul Studio Cabin going to be opening up. That's going to be a little bit more intimate for people that want to come for treatments and one-to-ones and small groups. So that'll be available in Coventry. So yeah, that's up and coming.
Breathwork's relaunching. So it's all going. It's big changes coming. But
there is a lot of changes, and I think, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all going on behind the scenes. We are working.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I think that's it. So, thank you from the plant. Look, I love this plant. I love that plant.
We need to trim them now. We need to have a chat with Taylor now about the plant situations that we found. Yeah, we've got to do a couple of plant burials, haven't we? After we finish.
Put them on his desk. What is that?
And we have left them on his desk.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, other than that, we'll speak to everyone soon, won't we?
Yeah. So thank you again. Thank you so much again for taking time to listen, and we hope that you've derived something from today's chitty chat, and enjoy the strawberry full moon. And until next time, go on to Instagram, follow the Soul Space on YouTube or Spotify or Apple, and see you then at the Soul Ascension 2
shindig.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Bye. Need to get out of this plant.